Furious Prince Harry snubbed dinner with King Charles III and his brother the Prince of Wales at Balmoral after a row with his father when the new monarch banned Meghan Markle from joining the grieving royal family on the day the Queen died, sources have claimed. The Duke of Sussex reportedly wanted his wife to join him as royals raced to the Scottish estate to say their final goodbyes to their beloved mother and grandmother on September 8. However, Britain's new king phoned his youngest son and told him it was not appropriate for the former Suits actress to be there, according to reports. It is claimed that in the ensuing row, during which Harry fought to persuade his father to allow Meghan to come with him, he missed a flight carrying William and their uncles Andrew and Edward to Scotland, and with it the chance to bid farewell. The prince, who plunged the monarchy into crisis after he and the Duchess sensationally quit royal duties and left the UK for California 2 years ago, before making a series of stunning allegations against the firm, was so angry that his wife had been banned, and that he had missed his first flight, that he refused to have dinner that evening with Charles, William and Queen Consort Camilla. Instead, he ate with the Duke of York and the Earl and Countess of Wessex before leaving early the next morning, The Sun reports. The Sun quotes a source as saying, "Harry was so busy trying to get Meghan to Balmoral and rowing with his family that he missed the flight." Charles has an open invitation for Harry to dine with him whenever he is in the country. But Harry was so furious that he refused to eat with his father and brother. It was a massive snub. And he got out of Balmoral at the earliest opportunity to catch the first commercial flight back to London. The next morning he was the first member of the royal family to leave, boarding an early British Airways flight from Aberdeen where he was pictured comforting an airport worker after she passed along her condolences for his grandmother's death. Harry headed back to Meghan at 8:28 a.m., where he was sat alone in the rear of a Range Rover as he was driven out of the royal family's Scottish home, where he had arrived at 7:52 p.m. the night before. He was swept into Aberdeen Airport at 9:20 a.m., led by 5 police outriders, and boarded a flight to London leaving at 10 a.m. Harry wore a black suit and carried a shoulder bag as he walked towards the steps of the plane. An airport worker offered her sympathies as the prince was about to walk up the steps of a British Airways aircraft. The woman, who was dressed in a high-visibility yellow jacket, addressed Prince Harry. The royal smiled and patted her gently in the shoulder before boarding the aircraft for London's Heathrow Airport. Less than 12 hours earlier, grief had been written on the Duke's face after landed in Scotland following the announcement of Queen Elizabeth II's death. He had his head bowed and partially covered his face as he was driven out of Aberdeen Airport, arriving at Balmoral after dark. The Queen's death had forced an unexpected reunion between Harry and the rest of the royal family. The Sussexes, whose comments since Megxit has caused a rift with the royals, especially William, were not expected to see any royals during their tour of the UK and Europe, despite staying yards from the Cambridges during their pseudo-royal tour of Europe, until Her Majesty's passing. Since then the pair have taken part in more than a week of national mourning with other members of the royal family. Harry was prominent in a number of processions and services, walking behind his grandmother's coffin as it was transported from Buckingham Palace to Westminster Hall, and again as it was subsequently moved to Westminster Abbey for her funeral. Meanwhile, Meghan joined her husband for the Queen's funeral and committal service on Monday, September 19, as well as for the coffin procession to Westminster Hall on September 14. The pair also appeared to put on a united front with the Prince and Princess of Wales, heading out together to greet mourners and well-wishers at Windsor Castle. It was claimed earlier this week that Meghan requested a one-to-one meeting with King Charles in a bid to heal rifts before she left for California with Harry after the Queen's funeral. Neil Sean, an entertainment correspondent who has appeared on NBC News, MSNBC and Access Hollywood, said that he had heard from a very good source that the American actress had sent a letter requesting a private conversation with the King. Mr. Sean claims that Meghan wanted to clear the air amid reports the couple would fly back to the U.S. as soon as they can to see their children, Archie, 3, and Lilibet, 1. She'd now like before they return back to California to have a one-to-one audience with King Charles III, Sean said in a video posted to YouTube, that has recorded nearly 300,000 views. That's right, Meghan one-to-one with King Charles. You heard correct. It's a very brave move from Meghan herself, Sean said. Detailing the content of the letter, he said, "It would be an opportunity to clear the air, pull the rights from wrongs and explain some of the rationale behind what they've been doing over the last 2 years. Now, you have to admire Meghan's self-belief, whatever you think." However, in a twist, royal sources claimed it was very unlikely that the Duchess of Sussex had written such a letter. Charles is known to want to heal his relationship with his son and his wife, even saying how much he loved them in his first address as king, making it very unlikely he would ignore such a request if it happened, one source said. Buckingham Palace and the Sussexes have not commented on the claims, however royal sources told Mail Online that Meghan would be very unlikely to trouble the king as he mourns his mother after yesterday's funeral and as he grapples with his first days as king. Another insider said it would be odd for the Duchess to write formally to the king directly for a meeting, given Harry would have a direct path to his father. While William and Harry have put aside their disagreements for royal events in recent days, fears over the content of Harry's upcoming memoir continue to cast a cloud over their relationship, especially following the bombshell interview he and Meghan gave to Oprah Winfrey in March 2021 when they accused an unnamed royal of racism. Rumors of a rift between the brothers first emerged in 2019 when they divided their households following various disagreements about Harry's role, but their feud deepened amid the fallout from the Megxit saga in 2020. But the death of the Queen has seen the rivals shelve their differences, with William and Kate joined by Harry and Meghan for the first occasions in more than 2 years since Commonwealth Day in March 2020. A royal source told The Telegraph's Camilla Tominey that Prince William and Kate felt the focus should solely be on this period of deep mourning and nothing else.